Hello and welcome to Tales from the Shed. And we were looking at what we're talking about, and we have just been so lucky with the guests that we've come across. And we were talking to Cathy, who was so interesting. She's definitely coming back to talk about a lot of other things. Yes. But one of the things that really struck me, and we've been talking about it, so we thought we've got to share it, was these choices about thoughts. And it's something in my work that I come across all the time. I've got no choice. Everyone has choices. All choices have other things. Every time we make a choice, we go down that road with that choice. There are consequences. There are consequences. So we were looking at one of the things that Cathy said was how interesting our thoughts are, that we feel we have no control about them. And we have these electrical impulse, this feeling in our body, and we give it a name, and then we give it a thought, and we process the thoughts, and we become our thoughts, is what she was saying.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting because we are a collection of chemical substances, whatever, reactions, electrical impulses, energy, all of these different kind of things that are going on. And I remember once hearing it said that when you are scared or excited, the chemicals that are going around your body, the hormones that are released, are exactly the same.
Exactly the same.
So we just choose to be scared or excited. And that was that thing of, when you do that thing of saying, oh my God, I don't want to leap out of this plane. I think that's actually quite a reasonable reaction.
I think that's a very reasonable reaction.
But you could, if you wanted to, say, well, maybe I'm not scared. Maybe I'm excited. And how would that change my feeling, my attitude, and the consequences, the actions of what I would do next? Please, but don't jump out of the plane.
Without a parachute.
Yeah.
I'm someone who knows what they do. But it's also this, it put me in mind of some work by Abraham Hicks, and we have a quite wide variety of things that we do pull on, but she's very interesting, Esther Hicks, when she talks, or she talks as Abraham Hicks, that she says, if you're feeling bad, if you're in a bad place, do you want to be here? No. So you're going to have to do something different. You use the example of a recipe, and you're like, this recipe doesn't work, so I'm going to make it twice as big. And you think, no, change it. So you're in a place and you want to change that thought, and you can't get there. It's too much. You might be in a very dark place, or you might be in a relationship and you don't know
too big a step,
and you think, I can't get there. So she was saying that you make it smaller and smaller, that thought, until it's something that you actually directly think, I'm sitting here today, I'm feeling really overwhelmed, or I'm feeling really or I feel whatever it is, children, life, mother, father, whatever we all feel, and you think, I need to move house, or I need to do this thing over here.
Yes, ultimately, yes.
Or can I leave this relationship? And actually, it's like, what feels genuine, because you can't go where it's not genuine. So it might even be, I'm going to get up and have a walk, and that makes me feel better.
Yeah.
And as you're feeling a little bit better, then you can make 2 steps.
Yeah.
And when you make 2 steps, you can make 4 steps. So sometimes it's about it's always like, does sitting still make me feel better or worse? Worse. Does moving make me feel better or worse? Better.
Yeah.
So it's making making that decision.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because it is like as I say, I always put my mantra that's above the desk. It doesn't matter where you go in life as long as you go to the beach. And I've been in places where, I've been at and I've probably complained about it to you, is a sense of like, I look at it and I get up and I kind of think, oh, I don't want to go to work today. I don't want to do anything. I've got these things that I ought to do, I could do, I should do, I must do, all of these things. And it was like, sometimes, or I could just sit here and worry about money, or worry about the house, or worry about my children, or whatever it is. I could do that. I'm very good at that, sitting there worrying. But it was like, actually, in order to break that cycle, because it is a bit like, once you go down there, it's just happening like this. And then the next day you can't even get out of bed, because you just kind of think, I just can't even bear to get out of bed, because once I get out of bed, I'm going to have to do something, I'm going to switch the computer on, or whatever it is. And I just kind of thought, I just need to I do need to go to the beach, and I recognize that about myself. It's almost like I just need to
you
go to the
happy.
beach and not to do exercise. I realized I'll go to the beach and have a walk.
Yes.
No, I'm going to go to the beach. I'm just going to look at the waves. That's the first thing. I don't have to go to the beach and make it worthy.
Well, I think you make your second decision when you get to the beach.
Do I want to?
Do I want to sit down,
Yeah.
or do I want to just getting here? Was that enough?
Yeah.
Just looking at the waves, and I think it's this when life feels overwhelming. It's like breaking it back.
Yeah.
And we tend to go, I'm going to go to the beach, and then, and it's like, let's stop the and. What makes me feel better right now in this very small moment? Is it tea or coffee? Is it nothing? But once we do one thing, it's progressing. Not having a coffee, feeling better, and then coming back and facing it again.
And I'm just wondering whether we kind of have, maybe it's but I don't know if it's a kind of Protestant work ethic thing. In order to go to the beach, I have to be having exercise. In order to treat myself, I have to do something worthy, worky. And I don't know. I'm not Catholic. I don't know whether Catholics have guilt about the same thing. It's just like,
there's Catholic guilt.
It's a whole other thing. I know.
But the other thing is, it's interesting because there's this steps thing, isn't it? It's this mad steps thing that you have to do all these steps, otherwise your life isn't worthy.
Oh yeah, 10,000 steps a day.
And it's like, I've got to get my steps in. I've got to get my steps in. And you
die. Well, we all. Sorry, the news is not good.
It's a secret. It's a secret. But I think and we're going to have somebody on in the future about the law of attraction as well, because it isn't just it makes us feel better. It isn't just a positive outlook on life, and that will make us feel better, which it will. But we become our thoughts, and it's the idea. And lots of people that are in a weird world like us think this, but there's also a lot of physicists. There's a lot of people out there.
Yes, but quantum.
It's very quantum. That the thoughts, we are our thoughts. We're not our bodies. So we become our thoughts. And when you're actually thinking, I feel a bit down, I think it's nice to think, is this where you want to be? Is this your career goal?
Yeah.
To feel down and depressed?
I mean, and actually sometimes you think, do you know what? I'm just going to be a bit indulgent. I am just going to feel a bit rubbish for half an hour. And then I might go make myself a cup of tea. But then it's a choose. You're choosing to do that rather than I can't do anything about it.
But I think you're not thinking, I'm just going to be down and depressed. That's where I'm going to be when I grow up. I'm going to be down and depressed. Because
not forever.
If we become our thoughts, it's like when we get. But you can think, but what feels better now is just being quiet for a bit.
Yeah.
That's a positive.
Yeah.
Or what feels better now is to I'm just going to watch some television and just chill out. Now that's it.
There are some times when I have to say, I mean, it's awful, but I have to Say Yes to the Dress. And my husband sometimes says to me, but you're always kind of saying, why are they doing that? That dress looks like it's fine. It's just like, okay, that's my hour of crap television, and then I'll go do something else.
Anyway,
come on. I'm sure you have your own.
I do.
Bit.
I absolutely only ever watch intellectual documentary. But it's like, but I do think it's when we're feeling down, it's like, is this my career path?
Yeah.
I have a choice out of it, and it doesn't have to be happy clappy. It's just can I see something that makes me feel slightly better now?
Yeah.
And something that will make me feel slightly worse. And then as we get to the better, if we're always taking the better fork, we will always end up in a better place. So I think if it feels overwhelming, make it smaller.
Yeah. So we're just going to leave you with that. Is there just a small thing that would just make you feel better today?
Okay.
Just go and do that.